Kerrie from KezziieKreates. How are you doing? And welcome to my very first vlog. For the first one, I thought we'd just kick off with something that, to be honest, I've been meaning to do and I'm doing in the background anyway. So I thought, hey, why not? We can do a little vlog alongside of it. So I am going to be talking about all my current whips. They're all on the floor down here. Sharing them with you, progress, thoughts, all of that sort of good stuff. And hopefully over the next few weeks, months, we will get this whip list down quite considerably. But welcome aboard, great to have you here. Let's do this together. Okay, so whip, this is the back, this is already a good start. This is whip number 1. This is my only current knit whip. I've only just started knitting, really. I haven't been doing it for long at all. I've made a few hats, and then I wanted to get on to something a little bit bigger at the end of last year, beginning of this year, I want to say. So this is a step-by-step sweater. I'll put the pattern somewhere on screen. Reasonably large now. I've still got a bit of the body to do, then the arms. Looking in the viewfinder, this is actually wonky. That's really annoying. And it's right at the very beginning. I'm hoping that'll block out. We'll pretend we didn't see that. So yeah, this is step-by-step jumper. I am using King Cole's homespun iron in shade Fern for this. It's a fine merino superwash alpaca acrylic polyamide viscose blend, and each skein is 50 grams, 110 meters, 120 yards. Recommended needle sizes are 5mm, which I am actually using. I actually brought this for a completely different project and haven't, well, it was a crochet project. I didn't like the crochet project, so I decided to knit a jumper with it instead. It does feel slightly woolly, I will admit, but it's not too bad. For a jumper that I'll put over a different top, it'll be absolutely fine. I have made a vest in this before as well. It was a brown DK shade. I can't remember what that was called off the top of my head. Earth? I think that was Earth. So yeah, this is whip number 1. Whip number 2. We'll move on to, I'll try and keep this in reasonably similar segments. So we're moving on to amigurumi now. This is a very flat looking Prince Perry the frog. I'll link the pattern somewhere. I can't remember who it's by off the top of my head, if I'm completely honest. This has been a whip for a reasonable amount of time as well. I love how this looks, but I don't enjoy the process of amigurumi. It hurts my hands, for one, trying to keep the stitches nice and tight, although looking at this, I am doing a pretty good job of how this is looking so far. This green yarn that's unwound apparently is just one that I've had in my stash for the longest time. I don't know what brand it is, what shade it is, anything like that. It's a DK acrylic is all I can tell you about it. It's not particularly soft. I'm pretty sure I probably got it on Amazon when I first started crocheting about 18 months ago. But one of those things, I was like, oh, that looks like the perfect colour for Prince Perry. So Prince Perry should have a little crown on the top in like a glittery yarn, as you can see in the pattern. But I don't have any glittery yarn, and I'm not buying some just for a crown. What I do have though is this tiny skein of, I think this is Drops Flora, I can't remember the shade of it. It is thinner, it's a fingering weight yarn, but it's the only thing that I currently have in my stash that looks reasonably okay with this yarn. I think a crown in this will look fine. Interested to know your thoughts on that one. Like I said, I don't enjoy the amigurumi process at all, which is why this has taken so long. I kind of almost did this in like 2 sit-ins, I think. And then I was like, yeah, that's enough counting for me, and didn't pick it up again. So it just ended up in a drawer. So this will definitely be one that we finish fairly soon to get this one out. I don't think it's going to use all of these skeins at all. But it'll be nice to get him finished and decorated on a shelf somewhere rather than being in a drawer. Whip number 3, also an amigurumi one. So this is a kit that my mum brought me for one of my birthdays. I want to say 2025, birthday 25. It's by woolcouturecompany.com. Comes with everything that you need, stuffing, etc. Sorry, I'm sent in the box in front of you. It comes with this yarn, which is a merino DK acrylic blend spun in Yorkshire in the UK. Got a really beautiful pink shade, one in this white colour, and I've got a tiny amount of black. So this is how far I have got with this one. It's a flamingo. We've got, as you can see, the body, the wings and the legs done. This is a tail. It's going to have an actual tail, neck, head, and then I think I've got a little heart to go on the front here at some point. So this one ended up, I did this pretty much all in one sitting, but unfortunately this did end up in a drawer for quite a while. Well, it's still in a drawer technically. Because I started the head and beak, and the beak was okay. I didn't love the transition between the white and black, as you can see here, and then somehow when I joined the pink, I've actually managed to attach the yarn the wrong way, so it's inside out. This is obviously very big, but it meant I had to frog the entire thing and start this again. And I just didn't want to do that at the time, so rather than fix this tiny mistake, I have just put it in a box, and it's probably been 8 months maybe since I last touched this. So this will be another reasonably quick and easy win to get out of my whip pile. And to be honest, it's also in quite a large box, so if I can get this off of a shelf and have a nice little flamingo at the back of end of it, that'd be great. So this will be one that we finish at some point fairly soon. I do have more active whips, which I'll be showing you later on in this, which I'm currently working on now, but I'm hoping to get both amigurumi projects, this flamingo and Prince Perry, done at a reasonable sort of time frame together. So yep, let's move on now to, let's go to bags, shall we? Let's go to bags next. Whip number 4, I think. This is a bag, it's a bit of a mess if I'm completely honest. It's just been sat in a drawer for too long, and this is currently the deal with my sewing tail. We'll just put that down for now. That sounds like a future Kerrie problem to me. So this is, I've done all the squares for this. They're solid granny squares, all with variegated yarn in the middle and a solid colour on the outside. So they're all done. All the ends are woven in on those. And this is how far I've got with sewing them together. This is actually upside down. It goes this way around. So let me just put this here for demonstration purposes. So these all get stitched into this top section here, and then this bottom one, will get folded in half and added to the bottom, and then all I need to do is just put a strap on this, and then this one's done. This is made using, or this solid peachy sort of colour is Cotton Soft DK by King Cole. I love this yarn so much. I don't know where the centre colour's gone. Bear with me.
A few moments later.
Found it. So the centre colour for this is, it's a Rico design yarn. Sorry about the state of this skein. It's Creative Chic Unique Cotton DK in the colour Party. So this is got oranges, pinks, greys, yellows, oranges. It's got a huge variety of different colours, and then yeah, I paired it with this Cotton Soft to make these squares. So this one I don't think will actually take me very long to finish, if I'm honest. I gave up with this one because of my sewing tail, so I only have myself to blame for this. I didn't want to keep disconnecting the yarn and reconnecting it when I sewed, so for some reason I pulled off the longest, this is all one stitching thread, to sew these together. Which meant every single stitch I was doing, I was having to pull through so much yarn every single time. And I don't know if this is even going to show up very well, but effectively what's happened is it's gone really fuzzy and kind of untangled itself. Yeah, which is definitely not ideal and definitely not what I wanted. The easiest way for me to fix this is, one, to stop being lazy, and two, just cut it off and start again, because this is not fun to deal with, which is why it was in my whip pile and hasn't been finished. Bags will probably be, I've got 2 active whips. After my amigurumi ones, I think bags will then be next. So this will probably stay on hold for a little bit longer, if I'm honest, but it's not going to take long to actually sort out that one. I also now have another bag project to show you, so let me go and get that and I'll be right back. Whip number 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is 5, with my stitch counter in it. Row counter, sorry. This isn't actually a row counter. It's also got that one popped out for some reason, but I find it easier and very satisfying to push these numbers. Anyway, this is whip number 5. This is a pattern by That's Crafty Stitch. It's their Santorini bag pattern. I have chosen to use a different yarn, and I'm changing the pattern very slightly to how she's got it designed. So the pattern asks you to hold 4 strands, that's 8, 4 strands of cotton DK yarn together to stitch the pattern with a 8mm hook, I believe. I don't have an 8mm hook for one. The biggest I've got is, well, I've got a 7 or a 10, and I just don't like holding cotton yarn. It hurts my hands and I literally just never ever get it done. I also had 3 different shades of yarn already in my stash. I've got 2 of each skein of these. So these are, it's 100% pure DK cotton by James C. Brett. I've got this beautiful orange shade, which is, focus, Jaffa. I've got this shade, which is Dusty Teal, and then let's go to my crochet hook, and then just this shade, which is white. So I'm holding this triple. So as a result of the triple, I've used a 6.5mm hook. So I have adjusted the stitch count from the pattern slightly as well, just to make it a similar sort of size. I've got 2 of each of these skeins. So these ones plus whole new ones of the other ones, which I'm hoping is going to be enough. I'm just in the double crochet portion of this now, and then it's got some half double crochet, single crochets towards the top, and then the handle. So I think I'm going to have more than enough yarn. And this is going to be a beach bag. This is even triple rather than quad strand in this, I have to say. It still actually hurts my hand quite a lot. So this is one I do 1 or 2 rounds on and then put away. So I am working on this, but at just a very, very slow pace. I don't know when this is going to be done. Ideally, I wanted it done this summer because it's a beach bag. I think I'll probably use this more as an everyday sort of bag. I'm thinking of also to give a massive kingfisher vibes in these colours, which are looking gorgeous. I think I might get some white fabric to line this with the kingfisher birds on it, which I think will look really, really cute and will help it just stay more rigid over time. So I'm planning on doing that, but that'll be an as and when I actually get around to finishing it project, because like I say, it does hurt my hand, so it will take me a little bit of a longer to do it. Cool, so next category, we've got blankets and we've got scarves, and then we've got active whips. I think we're going to do blankets first, and then we'll go into scarves, because one of the scarves is an active whip, and then I'll go into my actual active whip, which I'm actually filming a vlog for now. So yeah, let me go get the 2 blankets I'm currently working on, and I'll meet you right back. Whip number 6 is I want to say it's a blanket. It's barely started and off the ground, if I'm honest. I started this back on my birthday back in May actually, and then the weather changed and then I didn't want to work on a chunky blanket. It's a granny square mixed blanket that I'm doing. I don't know if it's an actual pattern. I'll insert the picture of the diagram that I'm using, but effectively it's just loads of different granny squares with different rounds stitched into stripes, and then you've got your blanket effectively. So let me show you what I've done so far, and then I'll show you the different yarns that I am using for it. So I'll show you the one that's most done. So this is the first one. The first square, which these colours just look so good together. Absolutely loving how this is looking so far. Yeah, so this is square 1, which I think is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, it's not, it's 12. This is 12. Then I have a smaller one, exactly the same colour combo. So I've started with green in the middle, pink, then white, and then exactly the same, but this one's smaller. This one might be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 10 rounds, and then I do have somewhere. Let me find it.
A few moments later.
I'll sit in on it, guys. I found it. And I've got the tiniest little nugget that I started. Just a green and pink one. I didn't even make it to the third round on this. So this is the blanket, or lack of blanket so far. This is probably going to be quite a long-term project, if I'm honest. I really like making granny squares, and I don't generally have any idea what I'm going to do with them afterwards. So I end up just with loads of granny squares that I don't know what to do with. None of them match, none of them line up with anything. So this is just a project I can pick up, start, do a granny square, put it back down, etc, etc. The only thing I'm already regretting about this project is, oh man, it's gone all fluffy. How did that happen? Maybe I can just cut that off or something. Is the amount of ends that this creates. I hate sewing so much, and I chose 3 colours for a blanket, changing each row. So although it looks good, there's going to be so many ends, and I'm already not looking forward to that project. But yeah, like I said, I started this back in May. The weather changed, I haven't really done it. It's just sat in a drawer and I'll just pick it up as and when. For this project I am using Stylecraft Special Chunky. I am using a shade Meadow, which is the green one. I am using shade Pale Rose for the pink one. and I don't know what this shade is because it hasn't got a skein wrapper, but it's just a cream. It might actually just be cream, and this is already coming undone. I've got 2 of each of these colours so far. It's going to be one of those ones I just buy a few skeins here and there, do the squares, buy a few more. I think I'm probably going to need about 10 of each colour. And I know the dye lots are probably never going to be the same, but it's a blanket, so who cares. Most of them are probably going to be fairly similar shades anyway, so I'm not at all worried about that. So yeah, this is a long-term whip. It'll be in a drawer for a long time, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Now let me move on to another granny square blanket. However, this one is almost done. Whip number 7. Is it 7? I don't know if it's 7. Anyway, we're calling it 7. This is probably one of my favourite things that I've created so far. It's one of those ones that I pick up, do a few rounds on, go back to every now and then. This is the Winter Forest blanket by Crochet Cabin, I believe her name is. I'll link it up here. I've got a few pictures of it on Instagram in its various forms. Again, it's one of those ones that I just pick up, do a few rounds, put back. This time of year now it's warmer, I don't really want to be sitting under a blanket. It is now big enough to sit under the blanket while you're stitching it, so it has been put on the back burner a bit, but I really want to finish this sort of autumn winter time, because my idea for this project is I've got this chair as my office chair, and it's great in the summer because it's meshy, so it just lets the air through, but in the winter my back does get cold because I sit at my desk quite a lot of the time anyway. So as this isn't a huge blanket, I want this blanket to go on the back of this chair, and then I can just pull it off, put it over my lap, have it on my back, over my shoulders, etc. Is the aim for this one. But let me show you. Oh, I forgot about this. That's a future Kerrie problem. Let's just put that down. So yeah, this is the front. Yes. Might have to stand up actually. It's so gorgeous, isn't it? These colours all together are just really stunning, and it's got smaller ones around the edge. These are all been joined with continuous join as you go. But let me just do a demonstration of how it will look. So on the chair, and then it will just be over the back like that. And I think that looks really good personally. Yeah, so I don't actually have many more rounds of this left to go, I don't think. Looking at the pattern, I think I've got probably about 10, 12, 14 rows, something like that. But these rows now take me forever because they're so long to do. I do have, this was a yarn pack, by the way, you can get on Wool Warehouse. I got it as a Christmas present from my sister. I think it was like £25 when she bought it. I don't know what the current price is, but if it's changed, I'll put it up here. I've still got quite a lot of this yarn left, if I'm honest. This green mass that I'm currently dealing with is this Yarn Smith's Nirvana Aran. Really stunning shade. But I've got a whole cake of this still in this yarn pack, and I've still got all of this to get through from another one. And then I've got 1.5 of the Yarn Smith Create Aran left. This is just their shade Cream. And then I've got the tiniest amount of this green left. I'm pretty sure this is all. I've done all of the green bits now, so I think this is just going to be something that just gets put back as a scrap that I'll probably make into a scrap basket or something like that eventually with. And then I've got a reasonable amount of this last one, Parchment. I think I've probably got like a round, maybe 2 rounds left of that one to do. So yeah, I don't know, I think I'm going to have a bit of yarn left, if I'm honest, in this one. But yeah, this will be one, again, I just pick up probably more autumn time, because as it is now big, I have to sit under it to be able to stitch it. And in the UK right now, it is very hot. We had just come out of a heat wave, and I think we should, it's only actually 23 degrees here right now. But I think from next week, we are meant to be going into another heat wave. So blankets are definitely not on the agenda right now. However, that does move me really nicely into a couple of projects which are more cotton yarn based. So let me go grab those and I'll be right back. So whip number, is this 9? Is this 8? I'm going with 9. It's another whip. Unfortunately, when I just picked this up, the skein wrapper came off my yarn, so I'm going to have to deal with this at some point before it gets in a knot. But anyway, this project is James Seabrett Cotton Waves. It's 100% cotton DK yarn. You can cool wash it, you can iron it, you can tumble dry it. It's 210 meters and 228 yards, and this is shade V, no it's not, WV16. This is also called Pebble. I can't actually find this in many places. I brought this from That Crafty Stitch. I'll put her website up here again, who I'm doing I'm calling my Kingfisher bag, but it's her Santorini bag pattern. I brought it from her website, so I can't get it on Wool Warehouse. I may be able to get it at Hobbycraft, to be fair. Yeah, this is like a fairly neutral, why am I shaking so bad? Pinky, creamy, grey, browny, sort of just neutral shade. So I started this project when we were in France fairly recently, just because I wanted something fairly easy to deal with, didn't require a lot of brain power to do, and I had three skeins of that cotton waves with me, and I was like, oh, what can I do with 3 skeins? Unfortunately, I don't know if this is even actually, I think I'm going to have to buy more yarn to finish this project, which is, I want to get my whips done so I can start working through some of my yarn stash. However, to be able to finish a lot of my projects, I seem to need to buy more yarn to finish them. This will be one of them. So this is just a really, really simple, this looks so good on camera actually. I wasn't too happy with how this was looking, but on the camera, it's looking really good. So this is just a really simple double crochet triangle. So all I'm doing here is I'm not actually increasing in the middle, which is what triangle patterns normally say to increase in. I'm increasing at each end. So the last 2 stitches in each row, I'm doing an increase. So I don't know if you can even see that. So in the last 2 stitches, I've got 4, and then in every other stitch, it's literally just 1. And then at the top, it's 1, chain 2, 1 in the chain space. That's literally all I'm doing. Stacked single crochet at the start of each round, and yeah, so this is, I was hoping it's going to be a shawl, but it's definitely not going to be a shawl. It's way too small for that at the moment. However, this will make a really, really nice scarf. This is what I was like, I just want these bits to be the same length as this. And this is all I've got left. I think I'm going to need to order 2 more skeins, I think, to finish this. So it'll be 5 in total, but then I think I'll be happy with the length. By the way, if you have never used this yarn, please go and buy it if you like cotton. Even if you don't like cotton, just go and buy it. It is so soft for cotton. It doesn't feel cottony, it doesn't feel rough or anything like that. It's just so nice, this yarn. Apparently I built it now. I did the Capri t-shirt by That Crafty Stitch in this yarn as well, which you'll probably see me wearing at some point. I finished that recently, and it's so nice to wear. It's so soft. So yeah, very versatile, very soft, very drapey as well for cotton. All round really good. But yeah, I think this is unfortunately going to have to be one that I put on hold until I get new yarn to finish it. But in these types of weather, it's actually kind of useful to have a cotton project, because I don't like touching acrylic when it's too warm. But that leaves me on to my final 2 whips, which are my active 2 that I'm currently working on. So let me go grab both of those and I'll be right back. Hi. Same day, just a few hours later. I got distracted with a few things that I had to finish up with for work. I have got changed, I got hot, so yeah. It's slightly different outfit, but I promise you it's the same day. So we're just going to continue talking through my last 2 whips and then we'll wind up, I guess. So yeah, the next, I think I've definitely lost count at this point. I think this is whip 10. It's either 9 or 10. I'll go with 10 because it's an easier number. So I have been wanting to make the virus shawl for pretty much the longest time, but I've never had a yarn that I've actually wanted to use for it. I just haven't had one. Haven't found one that I particularly would want to wear long term or anything like that. However, I went to France back in June and I came across this absolutely stunning yarn. Sorry about the partially used skein, but look how beautiful these colours are. There are just so many different colours in here. It's really, really beautiful. This is Concept by Katia, which is a cotton cashmere blend. It's 90% cotton, 10% cashmere. I don't think this yarn exists anymore. I'm fairly certain it's been discontinued. It does say limited edition on it as well, which kind of gives it away, I guess. They do still do the cotton cashmere range of yarn, just not in these big skeins. This is a 200-gram skein, and the cotton cashmeres that you can get now are all solid colours and are 50-gram skeins that I can find on the internet. So I brought 2 of these because that's all the shop had. They're 620 metres or 678 yards, which is plenty big enough for, or plenty long enough, plenty of meterage, I don't know what you're saying, to make this virus shawl. According to this label, you're meant to use a 2.5 to 3.5. No, it doesn't. No, they're knitting needles. For a crochet hook, it says 2 to a 2.5, which in my opinion is actually really, really skinny. So like, this yarn is thin, sure. Focus, hello. It is a thin yarn, but it's not like really thin. I'm actually using a 3.75, and I think I probably could have gone away with a 4 or even maybe a 4.5 if I'm completely honest. So yeah, this is a active whip. I'm working on it when I've got a little bit more brain power during the day, but I don't think you're going to be ready for this. It's so, so gorgeous. Just look at how beautiful these colours are working up. It's already pretty big as well. This will literally go with anything. It's, yeah, definitely way too small at the moment, but you could wear it as a scarf. What I'm planning on doing with it is wearing it like over my shoulders when it's a little bit chillier in the evenings. Yeah, it's definitely too short at the moment, but I do have, yeah, all of this left. There's probably, I don't know, maybe 75, 60 grams left on here, maybe. Probably more like 75, 80 to be honest. And then I've got a whole new one. Let me just go grab that really quickly. It's just over here. If you don't have one of these baskets, by the way, definitely make one of these baskets. It's their scrap basket. I've got a couple of them. I've got a blue one somewhere else. But they're really useful just to keep projects in. I can't remember. I'll post the link of the pattern I used for this, but yes, these are very, very handy to have. But yeah, this is the full version I've got of it. Just look at those colours. This will literally go with anything. And this is so, so soft, this yarn. It's definitely the cashmere in it that's making it soft. You can just wash it in a normal 30-degree wash and it's ironing, and you can iron it as well, dry flat, which is normal for cotton. But yeah, no, this is a beautiful whip. Very excited to get this one done. I want to get this done sooner rather than later, to be honest. So I'd love to be able to wear this in the warmer summer months. Because I'm pretty much a vampire. I do get burnt really, really easily as soon as I go outside. So having this just draped over my shoulders will be really nice. Although this will be when I get burnt through the holes and I'm just going to be covered in red spots. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Yeah, so that's whip number 10. Let me go grab the final whip, which is actually just on the floor down here. Which is the one I'm working on mostly right now, but I am creating a separate video on that. So I won't go into too much detail, but be right back. Hi, this is whip 11, final whip. If this is 11, I'm pretty sure so this is actually the second time I filmed this video, because I accidentally filmed it all in portrait. And I'm pretty sure I only had 10 whips the last time, and I haven't started another one, and now I've got 11, so the numbering system went skew somewhere, but never mind. So I am working on a next inspired cardigan, this one that everyone is talking about right now. I don't particularly like wearing bright colours. She says after just showing you the viral shot, which is, I've got a lot of bright colours in there. So yeah, this is a next inspired cardi. I'm doing a full video on it, so I won't go into masses of detail now, but it's effectively just loads of navy blue granny squares. This is one of the front panels. It's going to be very large, very oversized. There'll be 12 of these in total, and I've got the back panel already done for this as well. But it's so, so soft and cozy. It's so cozy. Starting to get warm again, so I don't know how much longer I'll actually be working on this before I don't want to touch the fabric again, so then I'll go back to more my viral. But this yarn, if you've never used this yarn, go out and buy some right now. You're never going to regret buying this. I started using this when I made a baby blanket for my sister's baby shower. It's King Cole Comfort Aran. They, sorry for the sniffles, by the way, I get really bad hay fever this time of year. Yeah, this is so, so soft. They do it in different weights. I just have the Aran one, so I wanted a super fat, fluffy cardigan. They do it in DK, and there's another weight that they do it in as well. I can't remember what it is. But I am using shade, Navy 3111. It's an acrylic nylon blend. You can tumble dry it, you can put it in the wash, you can do pretty much whatever you want to with it. But this is the softest acrylic I have ever touched. It's super squishy, super soft. I don't know how long it's actually going to wear for, because I haven't made something like a wearable in it. Well, this will be the first one I've done. So yeah, I'll keep you posted on that, but I am so excited to get this cardigan done. It will be absolutely beautiful, and just stick it on, oversized, really cuddly, really cozy. I might put a hood on it as well. I say it's next inspired, it's going to be nothing, it's inspired at this point. But I don't know how to make a granny square hood, so that will be an experiment that'll come in the next vlog, I'm sure, at some point. I think having like a hood on this would be good. Do we just do like 2 of them together, maybe? I don't know. I'm worried it'll point up if it's like that. I've ruined my hair now. So yeah, that is my last whip. Well guys, that is my whip roundup. There's either 10 or 11, we haven't actually decided. I'll put the final figure up here. What might be quite cool actually in future vlogs, if I keep my whip number in the top at all times, and then we can slowly count down. You know, like Passionate Kelsey does with her custom order countdown. Maybe we should do that with how many whips you've currently got. I'd really like to be in a position where I only have like 3 on the go at any point. I can't just work on one project, I get bored of just one project at once. So having 3 on the go at any one point so I can switch between them sounds like a really great idea. I'm thinking maybe 1 knit, 1 blanket, and then 1 other crochet project at any one point. So yeah, if we can get down to 3, I'd be a very happy Kerrie. But thank you so much for chilling out with me today, chatting. Any tips, ideas, etc. on how to run these vlogs going forwards, we greatly appreciated. I don't know how the camera works, so I'm hoping this has actually come out okay, because I'm not filming it for a 3rd time. If sound quality, all of that, please let me know. My Instagram is listed below, and I've also listed all of the patterns that I've mentioned, along with all of the yarns I'm currently using that I can find that are still available. I'm pretty sure all of them are still available, apart from that Katia yarn that has been discontinued. But yeah, until next time, see you later. Bye!